We humans practice many strange rituals, yet what is one person's odd behavior is simply another person's ordinary day, so we should never be too quick to judge. However, there are some practices and performances which would freak out even the most open-minded individuals amongst us, including dancing with the dead, ritual self-harm, and offering up your broken body parts to the gods. So, let's investigate all these and more in our list of 7 strange and mysterious rituals from around the world. Number 7. Daddy's Special Gift. When it comes to sex and relationships, the Zulus of Southern Africa perform some rituals which are just downright bizarre. When a Zulu man wishes to marry a girl, he must obtain consent not from her parents, but from a group of senior girls in the same locality. High school would be very different if these practices were adopted worldwide, especially as these girls are also given power to decide when Hlobonga takes place. It's basically sex without the home run. But if you do knock it out of the park, the girl's father receives a beast. He also receives a beast if she isn't returned home before sunrise. But if you're thinking being a Zulu father is all free goats and unspoiled daughters, you're wrong. The father, he's supposed to deny all knowledge of Hlobonga taking place, and so his daughter's potential suitors are not allowed within his home, because no self-respecting Zulu wants to know his daughter's doing Hlobonga boogie under his roof. Instead, he has to construct a special hut for his daughter and her suitors to use. So whereas most dads would give a girl's boyfriend a black eye or broken ribs, Zulu fathers are required by tradition to build them a place to bang. 6. The Masonic Initiation. The Freemasons are known for their huge influence over government and banks, and their links to illuminati conspiracies just won't go away. But whether you believe these tales or not, you cannot deny the Masons are a pretty mysterious bunch. Once you're in, you'll learn secret handshakes and code words to identify other members. But it's the initiation ceremony which paints a more realistic picture of the ritual weirdness which awaits you. New members are stripped of clothing from the top half of their body and must discard all money, jewelry, and personal possessions. A noose is then placed around the neck of the prospective Mason, and they are dragged outside of the lodge bare-chested. Masons claim the noose represents an umbilical cord, but many believe this is actually a sign of what happens if you betray the secrets of the Freemasons. We don't know what happens after the initial part of the ceremony, but there have been reports of small children's coffins being used towards the latter stages. Are these coffins empty? I really hope so. At 5. Mortification of the flesh. If someone calls you whipped, it usually means your girlfriend or boyfriend has you in the palm of their hand and you'll do anything they say. But if you're a member of the Shia sect of Islam or a strict Roman Catholic, you'll be whipped by yourself to make your God happy. Self-flagellation is the practice of whipping yourself to acknowledge either your sins through penance or to identify with the everyday suffering endured by others. The mysterious Catholic organization Opus Dei are known to practice this form of self-discipline using knotted ropes, and some even go so far as to wear a spiked metal belt called a cellus to increase the levels of delicious pain. Even friendly old Pope John Paul II was known to be a fan, but it's the Islamic Shia communities who really take it seriously. In India, Pakistan, and even the United States, some Shia worshippers employ the use of chains with sharp knives attached to whip themselves happy because obviously Opus Dei is just a farm team. Number 4. The Church of the Chimps. Did you think crazy rituals were just for humans? Wrong! Recent footage shot in January 2016 has shown a group of West African chimpanzees banging rocks against trees, protecting the rocks, and then putting them inside the trees to form a pile. These strange behaviors were observed for some time and no purpose for the ritual was noticed. It wasn't linked to the storage of food, they weren't saving them for use as tools, and nor was it a component of any mating or home-building activities. So what were they up to? Researchers claim that this deliberate gathering and arrangement of rocks is similar to how early man first began performing religious ritual, and that we could be witnessing the chimpanzee community's first tentative steps towards religion. So it would appear someone is screening Planet of the Apes where they shouldn't be. 3. A Conga for corpses. When a close friend or relative dies, what's the first thing you want to do? Maybe look through photo albums, sit silently and relive old memories. Perhaps you'll write a poem or listen to sad music. But if you're Madagascan, you celebrate the dead a little differently, because you take them out dancing! The Fama di Hana Festival, or the Turning of the Dead, is a traditional Malagasy ritual which involves digging up their loved ones and dancing with their corpses to live music around the burial site. After they've danced the night away with dead daddy or moldy mum, they rebury the corpse and repeat the process every 2 to 7 years. The Malagasy people believe this strengthens the bond between family generations and also speeds up decomposition, which helps the person move on to the afterlife. Now, I don't know if any of that's true, but I do know I ain't going to be watching the deleted scenes from Madagascar anytime soon. At 2. The weirdest waxworks in the world. Offering up a gift to the gods is a pretty common ritual amongst many religions, because apparently all-powerful beings respond very well to bribery and schmoozing. But for the Catholics who visit the Church of Nossos and Hlobonga in Brazil, a muffin basket just ain't gonna do the trick. Within the church is a room called the Sala do Milagre, or Room of the Miracles. And inside, you'll find a trove of wax figures. Not wax figures of people, mind you, but wax figures resembling parts of people. When a member of the church has a disease afflicting part of their body, or part of a relative's body, they construct a wax replica of the diseased area and leave it as a gift inside the room, with the hope their god will cure them. Sala dos Milagres is full of waxwork arms, legs, livers, and even a replica of a woman's uterus. So let's hope for decency's sake the congregation isn't stuck with a case of erectile dysfunction anytime soon. And at number 1.
Rituals of the rich and famous.
Scientology is one of them super handy New Age religions, so up on its technology that each of its churches come with credit card machines readily installed. How thoughtful. Many of Scientology's practices and rituals have been exposed and criticized for their weirdness, such as rules that state women can't scream or talk during childbirth, that illness and disease should be treated as your own fault, and that kids can be forced to sign billion-year contracts committing themselves to the church. But Scientology's most famous ritual is that of auditing, where a trained auditor interviews a subject known as a pre-clear to help detect and remove their emotional baggage. The pre-clear reveals details of their past and present problems whilst holding 2 empty tin cans connected to an e-meter, which supposedly registers false statements. Scientology's founder L. Ron Hubbard believed the device was so sensitive it could actually detect tomatoes screaming when they were cut. But in reality, it's just an empty box with wires glued on. Which is good, because one of the more common questions asked during auditing is, have you ever done something your mother would be ashamed about? And I think we'll all plead the fifth on that one. But whilst I won't tell you what I've done that would shame my mother, I will tell you that we have a whole bunch of other videos for you to check out now that you've seen some of the world's weirdest rituals. Have you watched our last video on the most notorious hackers ever? If not, you should, or we'll send monkey holy rollers to hunt you down and convert you with sacred rocks.